Okay. So, yeah, so you're going to get a good review. And you're really going to know this stuff really well.
Did I get my cookie
Good question. Don't get it out just yet. Okay. When we start doing like our problem set and all that, you can pull it out. I may have you do a couple practice problems on that, the homework page. We'll take care of it. Lesson 8. Yay, here we are. It's Monday. Go touch. Y'all giving me Monday face, and we gotta get past that now. Okay. Y'all don't know how hard it is to stand up here and get a room full of Monday face coming in. I mean, not just one. I have my own when I look in front of the mirror. But I got a whole room looking at me with Monday face. Okay. All right. So, if you will, and I know we've had a longer weekend, or you have, and so kind of going back a few days takes a minute sometimes. But on Thursday, we started doing multiplication with a place value chart. Okay? And so we would take the larger number, we would put it on the place value chart with dots. Remember that? And then we would multiply it, put it on the chart that many times. We'd bundle up if we needed to. We'd move things over, and then we had our answer. So we're coming back to some of that. We're going to add something to that today as well. Okay? So our target says I can extend the use of place value discs. In other words, I'm going to extend. I'm going to go a little further with that to represent 3 and 4 digit by 1 digit multiplication. So not only are we adding a second method or strategy today, but we're going to have our numbers be just a little bit larger. On Thursday, the numbers, it was a 2-digit number we were multiplying by a 1-digit number. Today it's 3 and 4 digit numbers. Okay. All right, let's get warmed up a little bit with a few problems. Okay. Tell you what, before we jump in, because as soon as we get started, we're going to need it. Go ahead and get out your whiteboard, your regular whiteboard. Oh, wow. You know what? Whiteboard, place value chart, marker bag, and eraser. Okay. All of those out. In the corner of your desk. Okay, you got about 30 seconds. before you put that in your backpack, let me see it. Okay. This place value chart came from our first module. We've had that a long time, haven't we? Never mind. Go ahead and put it in your backpack. I've got it. Oh, are you okay? Okay. Okay. Beware of falling anything. Okay. I cannot remember for the life of me what lesson that came from. Does it say at the top?
30.
Lesson 33?
No, lesson 5.
Lesson 5?
That's a lesson 8.
Lesson 33.
Lesson 5.
Two.
Lesson 5.
Yeah. Okay, we got the lesson 5 up there.
Lesson 5. Page 38.
Look at it. All right, one more second. Okay, we're sitting down. All the way. Okay, there is a problem on the board that we're going to read. It just wants us to read it. But we're going to read it and read what it says. It is in what kind of form? Raise your hand if you remember what form is on the board. What is that called? Charlotte, what's that called?
Expanded form.
Expanded form, where the number looks a lot larger. All right, this will go in your binder. Do you have a binder today? You need to get one. For today, let me have this back so that we don't lose it. Okay? Binder, snap it in with the hole. Okay. All right, let's read through this just like it is. Here we go. Help me out.
3 times 1,000.
Help me out.
3.
3 times 1,000 plus 5 times 100 plus 6 times 10 plus 8 times 1. All right, just hearing that again, okay, expanded form, seeing it one more time, it's going to help us. So let's put this mentally into expanded form, okay? So it will be 4 times 4 times 100 plus what's plus 7 times 1 plus 9 times 10. Because we gotta look at what place it's in. This was not in the usual what? Order. Okay. Are they allowed to do that? Mix it up?
Yes.
Yeah, would it be the same answer?
Yes.
Yes. But you know what? If you're not careful, you might have put 7 times 10 there instead of 7 times 1. So be careful. Okay. So on your board right now, on your regular whiteboard, okay, the hard one, I want you to try and write this number in expanded form. Okay, expanded form. And just see what you come up with. It's been a while since we've done this. What would this look like in expanded form? All right, what would it be? What have you got?
5 times 100.
Okay.
Plus
Okay.
7 times 10.
Okay.
Plus 2 times 1.
All right. Anybody else have that? Because that's what we should have had. Okay. You are taking that digit and multiplying it by the place that it's in. Okay. All right. I did see that on several boards. Good. Let's try one more number. You know what? I don't know why I keep trying to do that. It won't let me. There we go. Okay. Let's try one more. Okay, we're going to write 9,075 in expanded form. Try it.
Miss, please just skip this here.
Okay, look, go ahead.
9 times 1,000 plus 7 times 10 plus 5 times 1.
We don't do anything for the zero, do we? Okay, there are no hundreds there, so we don't have to write anything. So it's 9,000, or 9 times 1,000, plus 7 times 10, plus 5 times 1. Now, if you wanted to, if that kind of drove you crazy and looked kind of unorganized and you wanted to put each of those in its own little house, some people like that a whole lot better because it looks a lot more organized. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to this right here.
Then let's do it.
Did it? Sometimes if I've taken the pen away, it will work right. Okay, so this is called multiplying mentally. All right, so we're not writing anything on our board.
Yep, they're not writing anything.
Okay, yeah, if you throw your pen across the room, you can't write for sure. Actually, you can, see? Anyway, 2 times 4. Okay, everybody knows that. What is it?
8.
8.
Yeah, 8.
Okay, so 20 times, if 2 times 4 is 8, 20 times 4 is
80.
80. We just add that 0 on the end. What about 22 times 4? Now don't shout that out. Try to figure that out in your mind. Okay? What do you think?
88.
88. 4 times 2, 4 times 2. Okay? All right, so we are not going to do that for practice. They've given us a lot of practice problems. And we're going to go ahead and jump here. Just because of we need to keep moving. Okay, now this is what we were getting to today. So, because of what we did on Friday, I am going to have you do this with me. Okay? I am going to have with this first one, we're going to do just like we did on Friday. And as we work, I'm going to add to it that other strategy over to the side. So if you would go ahead and clear off your board. And this time you're going to need your place value chart. Okay? So you might need to just draw a quick place value chart. Okay. Right now, I just want you to do the place value chart. The next time we do this, you're going to do both of these with me. But right now, you just take care of your place value chart. Okay? All right, there is, we just got to have a little space. Here we go. Okay. So if we had 324 times 2, what do you think would be our very first step? Think about what we did on Thursday with a 2-digit number. So what would we do with this 3-digit number? Reagan, what?
When you put it on the place value chart 2 times.
Okay. So we would choose the largest number and put it on there? Okay, what is 324 going to look like on our place value chart? Martin, go ahead and help us with that number.
3 dots on the hundreds.
Okay.
3 dots on the tens.
2. Mm-hmm.
And 4 dots on the ones.
Good. All right, so make your place value chart look like this, and it's super quick. Okay? Super quick, so you're staying with us. All right, you are already there. Now, Reagan said we've got to show it 2 times because that shows the multiplication. That shows the multiplication. So we've got to show it 2 times. All right, so you're going to put another set of these. So that it's on there 2 times total. You know the problem? I think I saw this maybe more in second period. And sometimes when I see a mistake somewhere or something that's going on, I like to share it. I don't share anybody's name. That's not important. But sometimes when we share a mistake of some sort, it helps us learn and helps us not make the same mistake. Okay? Do you remember me saying on Thursday that you don't want to do it 2 more times? You want it 2 times total. Okay? And I had some folks that were doing it 2 more times. It was totally messing up their answer. You want it 2 times total. So we've got 2 sets of 3, 2 sets of 2, 2 sets of 4. Okay. Now let's count up our answer and see if we have to do any of that bundling stuff. So at quick glance, without counting, it looks like we're okay, but let's make sure. All right, so Alexandria, how many hundreds do we have? We have 6. That is small enough to stay. Gayla, how many tens do we have? 4, okay? And if it's 10 or more, we've got to move them over, don't we? But right now, we can keep that. All right, so how many ones? How many ones? Who's been really quiet today? Kennedy, how many ones do we have? 8. We have 8, so that can stay. All right, so our answer is 648. Now, I should have been probably doing this all along, but I didn't. I'm going to have you stop making dots and drawing, and if you put the top on your marker, I want you to see this. This is this next strategy. Remember how we said we're going to learn lots of different strategies, and by lots, I'd say 3 to 4. That's kind of a lot. Strategies of how to do these bigger multiplication problems, and then at the end, once we've practiced them, you can get to where you choose the one you like the best. Okay. This is called partial product. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of that before. Partial product. How many of you have heard of it before this year? Before this year? Okay. A couple of you. All right, so this is how this works. This is almost going to look like, no, this is almost going to look like the standard algorithm, but it is different. Let me show you how it's different. So we would take this bottom number and we're going to go to each digit on top. Okay? So we've got 2 times 4. The 2 is in the ones place. The 4 is in the ones place. So 2 ones times 4 ones is what, everybody?
8.
We know that as 8. Okay? This is where it gets different. And actually, out to the side, let me help us by writing. We just did 2 times 4. Okay? Sometimes if we see out here what we just did, that helps us understand what's happening. The next step is we would go from here to the tens place. Is this really 2 times 2?
No.
It's really not. It's 2 times what?
20.
It's 2 times 20 because that 2 is in the tens place. And so it's really a 20. So this is actually 2 times 20. And what is 2 times 20? Yeah, 40. So I would write my 40 like this. I'm going to make sure I line up my numbers so that all my ones places are together, all my tens places, all my hundreds places are together. Okay, now the 2 will go to the 3. The 2 times 3, but is it actually just 2 times 3?
No.
Will, what is it?
2 times 300.
2 times 300 because that 3 is in the hundreds place. So this is actually 2 times 300. What is 2 times 300? 600. Okay. Now, if that was so large that we needed to work that out on our board or on some scratch paper, we could do that. That's not too bad right now. And then we would add up all of those pieces. Okay? So we've got 8 and 4 and 6. But do you see how important it is to write them correctly right here? I've got to line them up. I've got to line them up or I'm going to be adding the wrong number in the wrong place. 648, 648. Okay? So this is called partial product. This is using our place value chart. So that's 2 different strategies. And we're going to practice both of those. So if you would clear off your board. Clear off your, you got it with your eraser. Okay. And this time we're going to have both of our boards beside each other. Place value chart and the hardboard. And we're going to do both of these at the same time. If I will do that. Okay, 4 times 605. You might say 605 times 4. Same problem, even if they're in a different order. All right, so have these beside each other so you can see both. All right, we're going to start out on the place value chart. We're going to put 605 on the place value chart. So go ahead and do that with your dots. You've got 6 hundreds, 0 tens, and 5 ones. Okay. This was your first problem. You can draw around this one if you're going to a new problem. How many times are we going to have to show 605 on the place value chart?
4 times.
4 times. 4 times total, not 4 more times, 4 times total. So let's do that right now. That's our next step. We're going to show this 4 times. So I should be able to count 4 different groups of 6 dots. Okay, go ahead and do that on your place value chart. And you'll want to do that with the 5 ones also. Okay. Just at a quick glance, does it look like we might have to bundle a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah, looks like that's going to have to happen some. What else is going to have to happen to my place value chart? Y'all are good, but I'm not. I'm going to have to make it bigger because I know I'm fixing to have to bundle. And I don't have a thousands place yet. Y'all are good, but I'm going to add this box over here. Okay, so let's go in and start with our thousands place and bundle up as many groups of 10 as we can. We're going to move them over. So 6 and 4 more, that makes 1 group of 10. I'm going to draw an arrow and put the dot there. see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to draw that one over. How many groups of 10 did you find? Faith, how many did you circle? Okay, let's get to that one. Alright, did everybody find 2? How many are still in there?
3. 4. 5.
How many are still left unbundled? 4, okay. So make sure that we've not drawn on top of it and can't see one of our dots anymore. Be very careful. Alright, so the same thing, the bundling needs to happen to the ones place. So go ahead and do that. These are groups of 5, so they're a little quicker. Okay. All right, let's see what we've got. How many thousands do we have?
2.
We've got 2, so write that number underneath the thousands. How many hundreds have we got left in the hundreds place?
4.
Y'all told me 4. How many tens do we have now?
2.
2. How many ones do we have now?
0.
Okay. All right, I want you to move over until I said we were going to do these at the same time. We get to go in with those dots and we just finished the problem, and that's okay. If you would put your whiteboard out beside it, you can do this. Okay. We're going to write at the top of our other whiteboard this problem. So if you would write 605 times 4.
Can we start?
No, we're going to do it together. Just a second. These are just in the way. Well, hold on. Okay. So 605 times 4. Now we're going to write both parts to this. We're going to write the little problem out to the side, and we're going to write the number underneath. So here we go. What is 4 ones times 5 ones? Yes. 20. So we're going to write that answer right here. Make sure it lines up with your tens place and your ones place. But then right beside it, we're going to write 4 times 5. Just like that. We're putting the answer, and then beside it, we're putting the problem. You know, what did we do to get that answer? We multiplied 4 times 5. Okay? All right, make sure you got that part. So what would we multiply next?
4 times 2.
Okay, let's raise our hand. What would we multiply next? Gage, what would come next?
6.
We've done this, so now we're ready to do what? We got to go to the next spot. Okay, what were you going to say?
We need to go over to 4 times 0.
We do. Just because that's a 0, we don't jump over that right now. Okay, we're going to include that. What is 4 times 0?
0.
0. It doesn't matter if it's 0 ones or 0 tens or 0 millions. 4 times 0 is 0. So we're going to show that. We're going to put a 0. Okay. Okay. Stay with me on this part because coming later we're going to be doing these on our own. I want you to know how to put this together. Out beside it, 4 times 0. What would come next? What multiplication problem do we need to think of next? Martin, what?
4 times 6.
That's not 4 times 6.
600.
It is. Okay. With partial product, we've got to remember that. 4 times 600. So I'm going to write that in parentheses, 4 times 600. You might want to write these first, because then I can definitely see how many zeros I'm going to need. What is 4 times 6? Will, what is 4 times 600 going to be? What do you think? Yeah, and you could have said it the other way too. It's 2,400, or some people will say 2,400. Okay. Do you know what I saw in second period? This was something else I saw that I thought I need to tell first period that, because that might help some of you. Remember the other day when we were multiplying numbers like this? That was our lesson. Well, I don't know who it was that told them to do this, or if they had just started it themselves. They put a box around the 2 digits that they multiplied first, so 4 times the 6, and they wrote their 24 and then added their 2 zeros. And so if that helps you, you can do that. Okay, so that answer would be 2,400. So I'm going to have to shoot way out here to write that so that all of my numbers are lined up. Okay, look at how we've lined our numbers up. Be careful. You want all of your ones places together and all of your tens places together. All of your hundreds and thousands. All right, so now you're going to add them all up. Okay. Zero here, 2 here, the 4 and the 2 come down. Did we get the same answer?
Yes.
We did. Okay. Now some people love that place value chart. They like seeing what's going on. But some people really like partial product. Even after, let's see, it might have been last year, even after we learned the standard algorithm and got good at that, some people still like to do this way. It takes just a tad longer than the standard algorithm. But then if it's the way you like, then you can definitely keep using it. Okie doke. So, what if we came to this? And I asked you not to use your place value chart this time. So clear off your board.
Most of our board.
You can clear off both boards, that's fine. Might as well. Okay. Let's try just focusing on the partial product part of this. All right, we will. I don't know how comfortable you're feeling with this right now. Let's do this one together, okay? If you're comfortable and you want to go ahead and work it to the end and just kind of watch as we go and just kind of be checking and seeing if you're getting it right, please do that, because I would like for you to feel comfortable on your own. If you're not, then just stay with me, okay? All right, so we're going to start. We always go from here to the ones place, then to the tens place, then to the hundreds place. We start with the smallest and then we go to the larger places, okay? So 3 times 1, let's write out beside it, 3 times 1. Okay, first of all, get this problem on your board. Okay. Everybody, what is 3 times 1?
3.
3. Now we're going to move on to the tens place. What is this problem going to look like? Raise your hand if you know what the next problem. Bailey, what's it going to look like? 3 times 50. Good. Because that is not just a 5 sitting there. That is a 50. It is in the tens place. Okay. This method helps you recognize the actual value of those numbers. So, using our brilliant knowledge that we filled our heads with last week, 3 times 50. If you need to box those digits in, that 3 and that 5, remember, you multiply that and then add 1 0. What is 3 times 50 going to be? What is 3 times 5, everybody?
15.
15. When I add 1 0 to 15, what do I get? 150. Okay. All right. What would be our next math problem? What would be the next step? Okay. What would be the next step? Miranda, what would it be?
3 times 800.
Okay, we've got this 3, this 8, but Miranda has reminded us that's an 800, not just an 8. So I know this is in my way, but hopefully you can see that. 3 times 800. I would do 3 times 8 plus 2 zeros on the end of that, which would be what? Raise your hand. Okay. What would it be, Mason?
2,400.
2,400. Make sure your numbers are lined up. Look at how weird that looks. It's like this slide going down. Okay, but you've got to make sure you line up your digits, or you're going to add the wrong things together. Okay, go ahead and add those up. Just a minute. And when we add all of those together, read that number for us. Make sure we're getting that. What number have we got? Charlotte, read it for us.
2,553.
2,553. Okay. All right, did you feel a little bit more comfortable with partial product after that? I hope. We're going to try one on our own. We're going to just see what we get. All right, remember, we're learning this. We're not experts at this yet. Okay. Ooh, but there's another digit. Does that matter?
No.
Because I'm still going to start here, and I'm going to multiply this number. And then my next step is to go to the tens place. My next step is then to go to the hundreds, and then finally to the thousands place. So it's just going one more step. You'll have 4 numbers to add together instead of just 3. All right, go ahead and give this a try. Let's see what you come up with. Okay. So we'll go over it in just a second. Out to the side, you're going to write what you're multiplying. Put the answer underneath the problem. Out here, you're going to be 4 times each time. Write the problem on the board. let the 4 multiply the ones place, and it's going to multiply the tens place, the hundreds, and then the thousands. You should have 4 steps, 4 problems underneath. In just a second, I'll check her answer. So down here, 4 times 9, 4 times 70, 4 times 300, start with 4 times 9. What would our very first, don't yell anything out, what would our very first math problem be?
4 times 9.
4 times 9, which is what? 36. Guys, if we don't know that like that by now, you've got to be practicing at home, okay? Okay, soon we'll be taking home some homework, especially those who didn't do quite as good as we needed to on those quizzes that we took. All right, so what comes next? What's our next step? Reagan?
I'm going to do 4 times 7.
4 times
70.
4 times 70. Which is 4 times 7 plus a 0. Okay. All right. What's that answer? Faith, what's that answer? What's 4 times 7? What do you think it is? Who can help her out? Pick somebody that's got their hand up to help you out.
21.
Not 21. 1 short. Help him out.
22. No, wait.
One group of 7, huh? 28. So 28 plus a 0 would be 280. Okay. All right, what's the next step? Will, what's the next step?
4 times 300.
4 times 300. Because it's 4 times this. It's 4 times 9, then 4 times 70, then 4 times 300. Which is what? 4 times 3 plus the 2 zeros.
12,200.
Is that 1,200? Okay. I thought I heard 12,000. I was like, wait. 1,200. Okay, and what is the final step when we look at the thousands place? Miranda, what did you have?
4 times 6,000.
4 times 6,000, which is what?
2,400.
Say it one more time.
2,400.
Okay. 4 times 6, which is 24, plus 3 zeros. So 24,000. All right. If we have lined up our numbers just right, $25,516. Okay, guys, you gotta add it up. You can't leave it just sitting there. Okay. What we did is we took that 4 and we multiplied it by the ones place. And we added it to 4 times the tens place. And we added it to 4 times the hundreds place. And we added that to 4 times the thousands place. Okay, how many of you like this way? Anybody like this way? I want to show you something real fast. You put the top on your marker. Put the top on your marker and lay it down. Eraser 2. Don't even worry about it right now. If I were to clear off all that hard work and say, I'm going to try to see right now which way is more efficient. Partial product that we just did, or, okay, put everything down please, or standard algorithm. All right, here's the standard algorithm. 4 times 9 is 36, put the 6, carry the 3. 4 times 7 is 28, 29, 30, 31. 4 times 3 is 12, 13, 14, 15. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 more is 25. Which of those two ways is more efficient? More efficient meaning a little quicker, it works for you. You know, if you can't do a way very well, one of these strategies, is it very efficient for you? Not if you have trouble with it. Okay. So, which way is more efficient, do you think? The standard algorithm, usually. But it takes a while to get good at it sometimes. Now, I want to say something real quick. Some of you have flown through this, and you're sitting there, and you're getting bored, and I get it. Some of you are slower with this. Did you know that that's going to happen with everything that we do in math? Gage may be super fast at something we do, and then a few weeks or months later, he may be slower at something that someone else is faster at. Okay, and so sometimes when we're all working together, it takes patience. That's not always easy. Okay, so thank you for being patient this morning. I think part of it is you're a little asleep this morning, so you gotta wake up. But that's just how things work sometimes. Some of us are going to be a lot stronger and faster at some things, and some are going to be stronger and faster at other things. Please be patient with each other, because it might be you that needs some patience down the road if you're quicker today. Okay? All right. Any questions about this way? On a few of our problems, I am going to have you do the place value chart. Okay, when we come back from our break, I'll let you know which problems we're doing and which one, what we've got to show on what. Okay? All right, so clear off both boards so that you can get them put away.
Hard work.
Okay.
Let me start doing this.
Go back to the bag. bag and lay it on top. Alright, once you have gotten your boards cleared off, get them all put away, snap the lace face right back in the binder. We will do a few more of these for practice on our problem set in just a minute.